The Galactic Council had always viewed humans as an oddity, a young species that had stumbled into the cosmic community through sheer luck rather than merit. Their technology was primitive, their understanding of physics laughably basic, and their biological makeup seemed fragile compared to the crystalline Vorthak or the armored Keleth. Yet somehow, these pink-skinned mammals had not only survived first contact, but had thrived in the galactic marketplace. Commander Zexthul of the Hegemony Fleet had been tasked with what should have been a simple operation: board the human research vessel Prometheus and retrieve the stolen quantum resonance data. The humans had somehow acquired classified hegemony technology, and the Council demanded its return. Zexthul had brought 12 of his finest warriors, genetically enhanced soldiers whose exoskeletons could withstand plasma fire and whose reflexes operated at superhuman speeds. The boarding operation had proceeded flawlessly. The human vessel's shields had crumpled under concentrated fire, and their primitive kinetic weapons had been no match for hegemony energy barriers. Zexthul's warriors had cut through the hull, like paper, their plasma blades singing with deadly energy. What they found inside puzzled them. The human crew had not fled to escape pods as expected. Instead, they had gathered in the main laboratory, forming a protective circle around their research data and a single figure, a human female no larger than Zexthul's arm, with graying hair and calm eyes behind thin optical enhancement devices. "I am Dr. Sarah Chen," she said in perfect galactic standard, her voice steady despite the plasma rifles trained on her. "I believe you're here for our research." Zexthul stepped forward, his plasma blade humming to life. The weapon could cut through reinforced titanium-like air, its contained stellar fire hot enough to vaporize organic matter instantly. "Surrender the data, human. Your resistance is illogical." Dr. Chen smiled, an expression that had always unsettled the alien commander. Humans showed their teeth when pleased, a behavior that most species associated with aggression. "I'm afraid I can't do that. This research represents 15 years of my life's work. It could revolutionize energy production across the galaxy." "Then you will die for nothing." Zexthul raised his blade, the plasma field casting eerie shadows across the laboratory walls. What happened next would be debated in Galactic Council chambers for decades to come. As Zexthul brought the plasma blade down in a killing stroke, Dr. Chen did something that defied every law of physics, biology, and common sense that the hegemony understood. She reached up with her bare hand and caught the blade. The weapon that could slice through starship hulls stopped dead in her grasp. Zexthul's mandibles clicked in disbelief. His enhanced strength, magnified by his exoskeleton, should have driven the blade through any obstacle. Yet this fragile human held it motionless with apparent ease. The plasma field writhed and sparked around her fingers, but her skin remained unburned. "Impossible," he hissed. Dr. Chen's grip tightened, and impossibly the plasma began to dim. "You know what I've learned in 15 years of studying quantum resonance?" she asked conversationally, as if she weren't holding a weapon capable of killing her instantly. "Matter and energy are just different expressions of the same fundamental force, and if you understand that force well enough..." The plasma blade flickered and died. The laboratory fell into stunned silence. 12 of the galaxy's most feared warriors stood frozen, their weapons suddenly feeling inadequate in their hands. Zexthul stared at his deactivated blade, his tactical implants, struggling to process what they had witnessed. "You see," Dr. Chen continued, releasing the now harmless hilt, "humans have always had a talent for taking things apart and putting them back together in new ways. We call it engineering. You might call it..." She paused, studying their terrified, "Fair been impossible." One of Zexthul's warriors raised his plasma rifle, but the commander held up a restraining hand. Something in the human's demeanor had changed. The mild-mannered scientist was gone, replaced by something far more dangerous. Her crew members had stepped back, their own faces reflecting a mixture of awe and pride that suggested this was not entirely unexpected. "Dr. Chen," Zexthul said slowly, "what are you?" Her smile widened, showing more of those unsettling teeth. "I'm human." And you've just learned why we've survived every extinction event our planet could throw at us. We don't just adapt to impossible circumstances, we make them possible. She gestured to the research data behind her. This technology you want so badly, we didn't steal it. We reverse engineered it from a crashed hegemony probe we found in our system. Then we improved it. The quantum resonance field we've developed doesn't just manipulate matter and energy. It responds to conscious intent, to will, to the one thing that every species in this galaxy seems to have forgotten in their rush to perfect technology. What? Zexthul asked, though he suspected he already knew the answer. The refusal to accept that something can't be done. Dr. Chen picked up a data pad from the workstation behind her. Your plasma blade works by containing stellar fire in a magnetic field. Impressive, but it assumes that the field can't be disrupted by an outside force. Human assumption. Every field can be countered if you understand it well enough. She tossed the pad to Zexthul, who caught it reflexively. We're not giving you our research, Commander. We're giving you something better, a partnership. Help us refine this technology and we'll share it freely with the entire galaxy. Continue to threaten us. Her expression hardened. And you'll discover just how creative humans can be when we're properly motivated. The datapad displayed equations that made Zexthul's enhanced mind real. The mathematical elegance was breathtaking, but more than that, it was functional. He could see applications that would revolutionize everything from starship design to medical technology. Why? He asked. Why offer this freely? Dr. Chen's expression softened slightly. Because that's what humans do. We explore, we discover, and we share. We've never seen knowledge as something to be hoarded. It's a tool to build a better future. For everyone. Zexthul looked around the laboratory, at the human crew members who had been willing to die to protect their work, at the woman who had casually violated the laws of physics to make a point. For the first time in his military career, he felt something he had never experienced before. Fear. Not fear of death. He had faced that countless times. This was something deeper. Fear of irrelevance. Fear that his entire civilization, with all its advanced technology and military might, had fundamentally misunderstood what made a species truly dangerous. It wasn't weapons or armor or genetic enhancement. It was the absolute conviction that the impossible was just a problem waiting to be solved. He slowly lowered his weapon and keyed his comm. This is Commander Zexthul to Hegemony Command. Operation terminated. Requesting immediate diplomatic contact with the Galactic Council. As his warriors filed out of the laboratory, Zexthul paused at the doorway. Dr. Chen? Yes, Commander? How did you know the blade wouldn't kill you? Her smile returned, somehow both terrifying and warm. I didn't. But humans have a saying. The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. We've been doing it for millennia. As Zexthul's ship departed, the Galactic Council would soon learn what the hegemony commander already knew. They hadn't encountered a new species that day. They had encountered their future.